So, oops, I forgot to hit the record button. So shout out to everybody who has points on the board. You guys are doing amazing this month. Everybody's doing amazing. So really, really excited for you guys. Let me know, how I can support you. If you're like on the verge and you need help, I'm sure that we can strategize. Sorry guys, I lost my slides and I'm trying to pull them up. 1 second. I'm really, really bad at talking and doing other things at the same time. Okay, I found them. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to share my screen and then we can get started. Can you guys see my slides? Oh, I can't see anyone. Lynn, can you see my slides? Okay, cool.
Yes, I can see them.
Sweet. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about helping people to see the value in Shakeology, because I know a lot of us are getting like a lot of those objections. Oh, Shakeology is too expensive, or maybe somebody just doesn't understand the value. And so I wanted to talk about that. But first, does anyone have anything that's been like working well for them? Like Lynn, I know that you have a sleeping baby on you, so I won't ask you, but.
Oh, that's okay. He sleeps pretty hard.
Okay. Well, so can you share something that's been working well for you? Because you have 4 points on the board. And I know that you're talking to more people. Hey, Christina. So is there anything that you'd like to share, something specific that's been working for you?
I think first off, I had to jump out of my shell. I was telling Kathryn today that I listened to the online wake up call, and when she said about posting on Instagram and your live feed and everything like that, I had to jump out of my shell today, and I actually did it. Well, that brought now 4 new customers to me today to just ask about what I did, how I'm losing weight, what all everything entails, and just tell me the secrets. So that was kind of cool to see that what we're actually learning is actually working. And then, aside of that, I just I try to get organized with writing down at least 5 new people a day and reaching out to those 5 new people. And I guess if they respond, obviously I respond with different things. Well, if one responds, then I add one more to my page, or one more that I'm gonna add for the day, especially if I get a response. So that would be, I guess, all I have.
That's awesome. And it's just, if you guys aren't following Lynn, you need to, because her sharing is so spot on. So that's awesome. Does anybody else want to share anything? Hey, Elizabeth. Oh my gosh, that baby is magical. She's magical. Okay, so if nobody else wants to share, then I just hope you guys are feeling excited. There is plenty of time left in the month to help some people. I hope you guys aren't focusing too much on the numbers, and I hope that you're focusing on, making this something that's fun and sustainable, because yes, it is a business, and yes, it is hard work, but it's also supposed to be fun. Don't make it a chore for yourself. 3 invites per day. That's bare minimum. And when you can do more, do more. Reach out and talk to people and make it fun and get to know them. But whatever you do, remember that we might be pushing for a certain number. I know that everybody's pushing for Success Club 5, especially if you're in Team Cup. But ultimately, those numbers represent lives that we have the opportunity to change with this opportunity. So every single person we invite, we're giving them the opportunity to change their life. And I personally was never invited. My coach never invited me. I sought her out. I was following her and I approached her. But imagine if she would have invited me a couple of years earlier. or a year earlier or whatever, I would be a whole year further along now. And so you never know who out there needs exactly what you have to offer. So, don't be timid. Just, send out that invite. Remember that this is an opportunity to, change a life. But I know at the same time that finding new people to help is often like difficult because of the cost. People are afraid of spending $160. When they find out how much it costs, they're like, oh, I don't understand. I don't see the value in that. I mean, that was me, wasn't it you? Like we've talked about like the rejection versus, or the objection versus protection thing. Like weight loss is a scary and vulnerable subject for most people. They know that they're unhealthy and they're trying everything and it's not working. It's a touchy subject, right? So when we approach people about, hey, I have this solution that like can solve this problem that you have, it's a touchy subject. And it's kind of scary for them to talk about it. And I get a few people a month who are like a little bit defensive. And remember, I talk to a lot of people every month, so it's still a really low ratio. But they get defensive and they're like, I've already tried that. I've tried everything. Nothing works. This is a touchy subject for me. And so I can either choose to get frustrated with those people or understand that what's really going on is that maybe I haven't earned their respect yet. Maybe I haven't earned the right through my social media presence to ask them to trust me to help them. Right? Like that takes publicly sharing what I have to offer consistently. So that's the first half of this, sharing publicly, encouraging people with our social media, sharing our journey, sharing parts of who we are, 2 to 3 times per day minimum. But also when we're in conversation with people, it's important that we help them to understand the benefits of Shakeology before we give them the price. And so we're going to talk, oops, this is the wrong thing. Oh, here we go. Okay. Wrong slides, guys. Okay, so this is where we talk to them about the value of what we have to offer them. They don't understand that they're getting a whole year of workouts for $160. They don't understand why Shakeology is, a little bit higher in price than like the Vega protein shake, right? They don't understand yet, so we need to help them to understand. So they need to understand that they're getting this bundle of stuff that's going to help them to succeed. A month of meals. A month, guys. They're paying for a month of meals up front. And I don't know about you guys, but if I'm buying a month of chicken breasts up front, like that's going to be expensive. You know what I mean? So throwing down $130 at the very beginning of the month seems scary, but we have to help them to break down that price to, okay, yes, it seems like a big cost because you're paying for a whole month of meals up front, but when you look at what you're getting, it's $4 for your very healthiest meal. They're getting thousands of fitness programs, thousands of workouts. They're getting, or they can do the DVD, a program that they get to keep forever that will continue to work. Most programs come with a portion fix. You're getting the support group and the accountability, the meal plans, recipes, resources. And then you can't forget that also with their challenge pack, they're getting you as their coach. And this is the most important part because support is what people are often missing the most of. And what they don't realize is the challenge group is the magic ingredient. The challenge group is the thing that they're going to benefit from the most. And it's probably something that they didn't even realize that they needed. So I don't know if you guys have ever, I'm sure that most of you probably did because you're coaches, but the webinar that I was doing for a long time, like the Coaching Opportunity webinar, I talked about the P90X challenge group forum and how like Beachbody and network marketing came to be. So when John Congdon and Carl Deichler and Tony Horton all paired up at the beginning of Beachbody's, like the very beginning of the company, the reason that they chose network marketing rather than like selling the products at Walmart is because of the P90X challenge group forum. So in this forum, they had like people had the opportunity to go in and like share their progress as they went, and people gave each other tips and they supported each other. It was a lot like our challenge group. And what they noticed at the end of, like months and months down the road, after people had completed P90X and even come back to the forum to help the newbies to be more successful, John, Tony, and Carl realized, like, wait, the people who are sending in their before and after pictures, the ones who participated in the forum are getting better results than the ones who didn't participate in the forum. And that's because peer support is proven to work. Amanda Mora and I were just talking today about how, like, we have such a hard time sticking to a program if we're not doing it with another person. It's so hard to stick to a program when you're not doing it with another person. And that's why the challenge group works. How many times have you started, a program and then given up because you had nobody to support you? Like, I did that over and over and over and over again in my journey, over and over. And my first challenge group, Lynn is raising her hand. My first challenge group, my first challenge group was the first time that I ever completed anything. It felt amazing. It felt amazing to complete that. And I'm sure that all of us feel that way. So don't forget that the challenge group and having access to all of the resources that we share, having access to, all of the different meal plans and recipes and people who are encouraging each other, all of those things, like, that is a magic ingredient. So don't forget to talk up your challenge group when you're talking to people. And then just a quick reminder, before you talk about the price, you need to provide all of the information. If you go and you invite them and say, hey, so I have this challenge group, it's awesome, you should join. And they're like, how much does it cost? If you just tell them, well, it's $160, they're gonna run for the hills because they don't know what they're getting, right? So you need to provide all of the information before you give them the price. And the reason for that is, when you are, I'm sorry, I got a little bit, is there like something happening in the chat box? No, there's not. Something weird keeps happening with my screen. Anyways, moving forward. So remember, your challenge group is one of your biggest assets. When you're talking to them, it's important for them to understand all that they're getting. And, remind them, they're not going to be paying for this and then being left on their own. They're not going to get their package and end up letting it collect dust in the closet. You're going to be there to support them and teach them how to use it. So when I am in conversation with someone who's interested in a program, I ask a lot of questions, and that's important. This part is really huge because we need to be more interested in them and in, what they need from us than we are interesting. Like, nobody cares about all of the facts. What they care about is that you're listening to them, that you're hearing the things that they need. If you show from the get-go that you care about them, that you're committed to helping them succeed, it's going to be huge. They're already going to begin to see you as their coach and their supporter. And when they ask you right out of the gate, okay, how much does this cost? Don't answer, immediately. And I say that because when I first asked my coach, she did tell me. She said, okay, so the challenge pack is $180 because I wanted T25. It's $180 and I heard nothing else. She told me all of the rest of it, but I heard nothing else. I ran away for a year because I was afraid of the price tag. So what you can say is, well, the price really depends on which program you end up choosing. There are so many to choose from. I would really like to help you find one that you'll actually enjoy, so you're going to have a better time with it. You'll actually finish it. And then ask them, what kind of exercise do you enjoy most? Are you more of a cardio person, or do you prefer weights? Do you like high-intensity intervals, Zumba, yoga? What's your favorite? And this is where you start asking those questions and getting to know their needs. So this is my invitation process. I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to show you my scripts step by step for those of you who haven't seen it. So when you're chatting with them, I want you to get into the habit of using the phrase, what this means for you is, because it's really hard for somebody to connect with Shakeology is fortified with a multivitamin. Shakeology is, it has phytonutrients. Shakeology is, all of these facts. It's hard for people to connect with that. So when they're telling you, well, I don't eat breakfast in the morning, you can tell them, man, I didn't eat breakfast either for the longest time. And when I started drinking Shakeology, it made it so easy. Shakeology takes 2 minutes to prepare and clean up. So what this means for you is you get to eat breakfast and not have to be starving by the time lunch rolls around, right? Well, I don't like to work out. I didn't like to work out either. But Beachbody On Demand has thousands of different programs. There's something for everyone. What this means for you is we can find a program that you'll actually enjoy, that you'll actually finish, that you will look forward to, right? Like, what this means for you is such a powerful phrase. They have a problem, right? And you have a solution to that problem. So what this means for you is that you can, connect their problem to your solution. So what this means for you is you'll have more energy for your kids. What this means for you is you'll, stop having all of those crazy digestive issues because your digestive tract is going to be getting what it needs. What this means for you is you'll have a quick and easy meal. What this means for you is that you'll have a short workout that will actually get you results. No more walking aimlessly around the gym wondering what that machine actually does and if you're making a fool of yourself. You know what I mean? So as you talk to them, keep asking them questions. How's your nutrition? What does your water intake look like? Oh, wow, I'm so sorry you injured your knee. What kind of moves you're supposed to avoid? Have you talked to your doctor about that? Maybe they tell you that they like dancing. So, okay, cool. Do you like country music or hip hop better? Country heat and size. And then as they answer your questions, you'll get a better idea of how you can help them. And the answer to start is almost always 21-day fix because it's so effective, right? So what my process with all of this, with all of that in mind, number one, I create a list from the day before, from my posts from the day before. If anybody that I have never talked to liked or commented on my posts, I add them to that list. I go through and I thank every single person for liking my post. Or if you are not, working from a list right now, which, if you are not, you totally should be. And that's going to be super helpful. But just go down the line in your Facebook contacts. Okay, Lynn, what's your question, girl?
I didn't know why we wouldn't just do the all access pass. Especially if they are undecisive of what they like to do, why wouldn't we just say, oh, hey, here's all these, but, you can have that up to a year and you're already doing Shakeology. So why wouldn't we just do that?
I like to connect them to a program before I tell them about the all access. So I like to figure out what they want to do, and then I let them know, okay, well, the coolest part of all of this is that you're going to get access to that program and every single other program for a whole year. And so it's almost like it sweetens the deal for them.
Okay, I get it.
So, but that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. All right, so you go down, if you don't have a list right now, you can go down the line in your Facebook contacts and just literally go person by person, and don't skip anyone. Don't feel awkward about it. These are people who, maybe you have something that you can help them with. And then send a hey girl, or since my husband, who is a man, is on here, hey man. I don't know how that would work with a guy. We're going to have to figure that out, babe. So just send them a message. Hey, it's been a while. I saw that your family went on vacation last week. That looked like so much fun. Where did you go? Or, hey, it's been a while. I was just thinking the other day about that trip that we took our senior year, to wherever we went. Just connect with them. You don't have to be like, hey, join my challenge group, although that's fine too. But you can just connect with them and remind them that you're a person. And then after you message them, FYI, Facebook will start putting more of your posts in their newsfeed. So the purpose of messaging people is not necessarily to like invite them right away. It's to get them in your newsfeed. Yes, Elizabeth. Hey, dude. So, and then this word form, it stands for family, occupation, blah, 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 family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. So just ask them questions. Oh, wow, your kids are so cute. How old are they? About their family. What do you do for a living? What do you do for fun? And normally what do you do for a living leads into, oh, you're unhappy with your job and you like fitness? Cool, you could be a coach. And the recreation normally leads into a challenge group invite. So this works really, really well, just to lead to an organic invite. And then when you invite them, again, just invite them, but you don't have to be like, oh, it's $160 to join my group. Invite them to your challenge group. Ask them if that sounds like something that they would enjoy. Ask them about their interests. The answer is almost always 21-day fix. It comes with a month of Shakeology. It saves you $13 in shipping rather than just buying a bag of Shakeology by itself. And there you go. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be super, super simple. Okay. Okay. I wanted to talk, I wanted to show you this really quick. This is my step-by-step conversation process. If you guys have seen this, I apologize for being repetitive. But I wanted to make sure that all of the newbies who just joined saw this. This is my step-by-step conversation process. So I have 3 different scripts that work for like starting the conversation. This first one is usually what I send to people who liked a transformation post or a post about my challenge group or maybe my workout video. How's it going? Thanks so much for your love on my post. This community has completely changed my life and I love welcoming new people into the family. I've lost 45 pounds and overcome some pretty serious health issues and I feel so much better. Have you ever considered joining us? I'd love to hear about your goals. And notice how I'm ending with a question. That gives them something to reply to, right? Other than like a thumbs up. I hate that stupid thumbs up. Hate it. Okay, the next one is usually what I send to somebody that I've never talked to before. This is like a stranger that I added from a cloth diaper group or something. So, hey lady, I know we became Facebook friends recently and I wanted to introduce myself. You've probably seen some of my posts on here. I know I'm kind of hard to miss, aka obnoxious. I'm a mama to a sweet 15-month-old Destructo baby who keeps me super busy. I love music and my husband, I love music and my husband and I spend a lot of time serving at our church. We lead worship. I'm also huge into health and fitness. What's your story? This gets great response, ending with what's your story. This gets great response because people are like, oh, she's interested in who I am as a person. That's awesome. And normally when they respond to me, they're like, oh yeah, I've been seeing your posts. Tell me about your challenge group. Like it's so simple. Most people will just ask you. And then here's another one. I won't read that one. Step 2, after they tell you about themselves, wow, it sounds like you've been through a ton. I can't tell you how much I admire the fact that you, have been trying to be more active, want to lose 10 pounds, whatever. So many people give up on themselves after having babies, and I think it's so awesome that you're not giving into that temptation. I think our group could be a really good fit. You seem like you'd be an amazing addition. Would you like to hear more about it? Or would you be open to hearing more about it is a good one too. And then I tell them about it. I tell them what I have to offer to them. And then notice the cost really depends on your goals. There are some good deals going on, but I want to make sure to pair you with the perfect program. Can you tell me what you've tried in the past? What kind of workouts do you enjoy? Other questions you can ask. What's been your biggest obstacle in your fitness journey so far? How's your nutrition? What are your food addictions? Do you have support at home? These are important questions. And this is where you have to know the products, you guys. So check out the Coach Online Office, go to sales and marketing, and then product toolkits, and read about the different programs. Like everything you need to know is in there, because you can't really, suggest a program to them if you don't know what the programs are. Then you suggest a program, tell them what it comes with. Another one, you can give them another option if you want to. Do either of those seem like a good option to you? And then I tell them about Shakeology. I have 2 different Shakeology scripts in here. I won't read them both to you. And then this is something that I used to do. Now I've just been telling them it's when they ask me how much it costs after they're like, wow, everything sounds great. They know about Shakeology. They know about the programs. I give them either this script or I say, I say nothing about Shakeology, but I just say the workouts are all streamed on a platform called Beachbody On Demand. You'd also get the Portion Fix nutrition system. You'd also get a month of Shakeology on demand, and then this. So if you combine Beachbody On Demand, you get your first month of Shakeology, the Portion Fix nutrition system, a shaker for your Shako, and the year of workouts. Oh, the 10% discount I need to delete for $160. Does that seem like a good deal to you? The answer to that is almost 100% yes, in my experience, because they know the value. They know what they're getting. They know, that Shakeology is going to help them in so many different ways. They know that they're getting a whole year worth of workouts. And then you can either sign them up as a challenger or a coach. We're not going to talk about that right now because there are a couple of things that I still want to talk about, and we have just a few minutes left. So that's my step-by-step process. It's in here in the slides. I'll share these slides in the Freedom Collective Coach family, and they're also already in there. So if you want to look at them, then feel free. So now I just want to end on just a couple of objections. So number 1, Shakeology is a protein shake. I think it's really important for us to know the answer to this because Shakeology is not a protein shake. It is a meal replacement. It is a health shake, and all shakes are not created equal. Most shakes contain soy and sucralose. Most shakes are not nutrient dense. They trick your body into losing weight because they fill you up, but there's nothing there. There's no nutrition there. This replaces a meal, and you would have to eat a giant pile of vegetables to equal 1 serving of Shakeology. You could never, ever match that for 170 calories, right? So all of this together, it makes it easier to cut your calories without cutting down the nutrients that you need. So that is what sets Shakeology apart from a protein shake. Protein shakes are, they're fine, but they're not a meal replacement. They're not giving your body nutrition. It's just protein. It's not, all of these amazing superfoods. It's not giving your body these vital nutrients that it needs. Shakeology fuels your body, whereas a lot of other shakes fill your body. So, when people lose weight with Shakeology, it's because they're getting nutrients. It's because their body is working more efficiently, because it's getting the nutrition that it needs, because most people don't need protein shakes. Most people are not protein deficient. They don't need more protein. What they need is more nutrition. They need more nutrients in their diet. They need more minerals and vitamins and, vegetables. And that's what Shakeology is. So no, Shakeology is not a protein shake. It is like a freaking amazing magical health shake. A lot of people ask me about the sugar in Shakeology or the carbs in Shakeology. Let me look at the chat box. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with protein shakes. I just want to, be clear there. But, most people don't need protein. They need nutrition. So a lot of people freak out about the sugar and carbs in Shakeology. So it's true. Shakeology does have sugar in it, and Shakeology does have carbohydrates in it. But there's no way that a shake could have whole fruits and vegetables in it without having any sugar in it, because fruits have sucrose, right? Fruits have fructose. And so it's like comparing an Oreo to an apple. An Oreo and an apple have a similar amount of sugar, but your doctor wouldn't tell you, oh, don't eat an apple because it has sugar in it. Duh. You know what I mean? A lot of people freak out about that, but there's no artificial anything in Shakeology. There's not added sugar. And a lot of like sugar-free protein drinks have sucralose in them rather than having, fructose from fruits and vegetables. They have sucralose or sugar, and you don't want that in your body. So, the sugar in Shakeology is like comparing an apple to an Oreo. Don't let people freak out about that. And then also on the label, you subtract the fiber from the carbohydrates. So keep that in mind. That has made a big difference when I'm talking to people. Okay, Shakeology is just a bunch of extracts, not whole foods, and that's just false. Shakeology is basically dried juicing, and even better than dried juicing because the ingredients are dried super gently so that all of the nutrients remain intact, and then pulverized so that it's turned into a powder. So it's not just extracts. It is actual whole foods. Like they take the entire fruit and the entire vegetable, they dry it, and then they pulverize it. I really want to encourage you guys to follow Darren O'Lean and the Shakeology blog. If you just go to Shakeology.com and look at the blog, I'd really encourage you guys to go there and read what Darren and the Shakeology team have to say, because I couldn't even tell you in one call how amazing Shakeology is. And then the biggest one is that Shakeology is expensive. And I have to stress to you guys, like, we have to realize that when people say I can't afford it, or when people say that's too expensive, what they're really saying is this isn't a priority to me. It's just not a priority. Because when I was so sick, when I was going through all of that stuff before I found Shakeology, I was desperate. I was spending thousands of dollars on medical bills, on endoscopies, on emergency room visits, on doctor visits, because nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. I was willing to pay whatever it took to figure out what the problem was, because feeling better was a priority to me. And this is why we need to become experts on Shakeology. Experts, because if we can show them, how these products will rock their world and help them, they'll be willing to pay whatever it takes. Like, if they know that this is going to help them, it will be a priority to them. So, Shakeology is not expensive. It's valuable. For a healthy meal, you're going to spend at least $5 to $10, right? Like, $5 that's kind of like honestly being silly. Like, you're going to pay at least $10 for a healthy meal if you're eating out, right? But Shakeology is $4 a serving. And with the coach discount, it's $3 a serving. So not only are you spending less than you normally would on a healthy meal, you're getting superfoods. One of the top coaches, Anita Myron, she went to Whole Foods and she checked out every single ingredient in Shakeology. And she found that it would cost over $100 for one serving of Shakeology. If you were to go to Whole Foods and buy, each ingredient, over $100 for one serving. So no, it is not expensive. It's valuable. There's a multivitamin and a probiotic built in. And think about, again, how many servings you're buying up front. You'd spend way more than $130 for 30 servings of anything, right? So it's not $130 on top of your grocery budget. It's not new money. It's built into your grocery budget. So we're running out of time, but I did want to show you a couple of examples, and also tell you, if they're still skeptical, offer them the super sampler. Maybe give them a sneak peek into your challenge group. Help them to see the value. And then again, it's super important that we're publicly sharing the value of Shakeology. So just a couple of examples. While that one loads, I'll show you a different one. So like this one. So I don't remember why I grabbed this one. I'll go to this one. Okay, so here I'm sharing the value of Shakeology here. I shared a super cute picture of Everett, and then I shared my story. I shared about how I had horrible pain as a little girl. And then, it wasn't until I felt better that I realized how bad I truly felt. And I talked about the value in this post, the value of Shakeology. I didn't just talk about, I didn't spew a bunch of facts. I talked about my experience, right? And that's all people care about. People don't care about Shakeology. People care that Shakeology helped you with something. This one was just a super kind of quick, fun one. I talked about how I'm not going to let myself get sick by skipping my Shakeology. I don't have time for all that. And people had a really good response to this one. And then one more, let me see if I think this is the one. Nope, that's not the one. It's this one. So this one was really well received. If you guys can, go look at this one. This was a post I did about the ingredients of Shakeology, and I got so many responses. So take a look at that one if you guys have a minute. But finally, I want to give you a little call to action. I want you to create a public post that shows the value of Shakeology, and then once you post it, tell us in the Freedom Collective, share it so that we can go love on it. And then find those scripts and make them your own. Does anyone have any questions? Sorry, we were kind of running out of time. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.